Good evening and bloody welcome to Summer Night Murder Mystery Sinking Island. So, where were we last time? We were in the library and there is new text here. Jack Norm, using the photo of Walter Jones' face and Hubert Nolan's testimony, is persuaded that Jones' death was not accidental but very much criminal. Thanks to several traces and material elements left around the death of Walter Jones, he was able to determine those present on the Tortoise Belvedere on the evening of the crime, Baina, Lorenzo and Hubert Nolan. That night, Baina and Walter Jones fought, and Baina is in all likelihood responsible for Jones' fall onto the rocky beach. The scratches, the fingernail, and the something footprints around the Belvedere confirm to Norm this hypothesis. We managed to solve two pieces of the puzzle. I think it was in the last episode, wasn't it? I am a little uncertain, but anyways, we got the autopsy report from Hubert Nolan. So let's take a look on that. If we can, that is the Rogatory Commission. Let's take a look on that first. So, it is from the Maldivian Republic of Justice and Human Rights Ministry. Let's see if we can read what is on this letter. So it is a Rogatory Commission. I have no idea what that means. But anyways, I, Santi Ruakshaw, first investigating judge, huge, I don't know, for the second office of the Sale Civil Court, the Saleh Civil Court perhaps, give Jack Norm, Eli the Sagora, Jones Tower, the present Rogatory Commission in order to proceed with the investigations and other judiciary operations necessary to establish the truthful identity of the person responsible for the death of Walter Samuel Jones, and for this, for reason of the criminal aspect of this case, the voluntary or non-voluntary aspect of the homicide should be established, whose author will be punished according to Articles 98.1, 98.2 and 98.3 or 101 and 102 of the Maldivian Penal Code. The required operations: we have seized the aforementioned case by letter number 4960 from Victor Reeves, dated June 9th, 2006, inscribed with the clerk of the Sale Republic prosecutor, under the number 1662, dated June 10th, 2006, concerning the death of Walter Samuel Jones, and the autopsy report number 55478989 WJ, short for Walter Jones, I suppose, rendering evidence of the criminal nature of the act which caused his death. Also, we are legally delegating to you the responsibility of proceeding with the investigations, interrogating, searching, seizing, and undertaking any approach consequently judged necessary by authorizing you the provisional detention of the guilty party, all the while keeping us informed of any new facts. and presenting us with your completed investigations. Saleh, June 10th, 2006, first investigating judge for the second office, Santi Ruakshaw, attests to having received the original of the present, June 10th, 2006, first police prefect, Nisalgal Batra. Read and approved on this day, first assistant to the Republic Prosecutor, Yagapati Ravi or something like that. Well, anyway, this means that I have permission to do a full investigation of this criminal case, so I now have access to all the rooms in the hotel, but I have to get the key card from the architect, or I forgot his name, but the architect got it's that Lorenzo is his name. He have a key card that I will have to collect a little later on, but first let's take a look on the autopsy report. So now we can find out exactly how Walter Jones died. Was the cause of death his fall, or was it something else that caused his death? Maybe he was poisoned? It wouldn't surprise me if he were poisoned, but let's find out about that. So this is Saleh Hospital Forensic Laboratory Autopsy Report, confidential information. Date June 9th, 2006. File number, it's right over there. Coroner is Sabari Komahia, and that's his signature, or hers. I don't know if the coroner is a male or a female. Well, anyways, here is general information. Name Jones Walter Samuel. Gender male, ethnicity white, age 82 years. Oh, so he was really old then. He was actually older than I thought. Place of death, Rocky Coast near the Tortoise Belvedere, Sagora Island, Maldives Archipelago. So maybe he died of old age, because it looked like he got some health issues. But yeah, let's continue reading the autopsy report and find out about that. So, date and time of death was Thursday, June 8th, 2006, around 11 p.m. Immediate cause of death, thrombosis of left main pulmonary artery due to perforation of the left main pulmonary artery caused by penetration by a bullet. So he was shot. 7.03 millimeter in diameter, found crushed against the sternum. So I don't know what all those words mean, but I guess he were shot in the head. Because he did have a wound on his head. So I think that he was shot in the forehead. So retained anatomical diagnostics. The autopsy began at 10:20 p.m. on this day, June 9th, 2006. Present at the autopsy, Sabati Komahia, the coroner, Sark Paul, police chief of the Saleh Police Department. So let's continue reading. At the beginning of the examination, the deceased was dressed in the following: a white cotton short-sleeved shirt whose jabot is stained with mud and coral sand. The color is stained with blood, diluted by seawater. A white undergarment lightly spattered with mud on the backside. A grey vest stained with mud and coral sand. A grey tie lightly stained with mud. A grey-blue jacket whose back and bottom front are soaked with mud and coral sand. The jacket's left-hand interior pocket holds a card carrier containing a passport, 2 credit cards, 12 credit card bills, a diner's club card, the photo of an aged woman. So that was probably his wife then, or his ex-wife, or his I don't know if he, I guess that his wife is dead, because if she weren't dead, then she would probably be present among the guests. So my guess is that she have passed away. Maybe that have already been established. I don't remember. Well, anyways, moving on. $75 in small bills. The right hand interior pocket contains an eyeglass case with a pair of metal framed sunglasses. And he was wearing a pair of sunglasses as well. So it looks like he really liked sunglasses then. A grey-blue pair of pants whose knees are caked with sand and the debris of seashells. But wasn't he laying on his back? Then why were his knees caked with sand and the debris of seashells? That doesn't make much sense, actually. Okay. 2 grey socks lightly soaked with mud. 2 brown leather pointed boots highly caked with sand. But he was immobilized because he sat in a wheelchair, so why is his boots highly caked with sand when he only sits in a wheelchair? And if he did fall on his feet, well, maybe they can get caked with sand. But I highly doubt it, so there is something strange about this. The right wrist carries a functioning, valuable Boucheron watch. The ensemble of the clothes and the personal effects are entirely soaked in seawater. And yeah, that's not strange at all, because he was lying on the beach. The preservation of the body is good. The body is cold to the touch, as it spent a significant amount of time in seawater. The lividness and the congestion of the epidermal tissues are accentuated on the dorsal part of the body. The body is that of a very old and obese man whose diet was very unbalanced, measuring 1.88 meters in height and weighing 155 kilos. The white hair, maximum length 2 centimeters, have a moderate volume. The green eyes are open. The underdevelopment of the muscle mass of the two inferior limbs and the bed sores on the skin of the buttocks okay, I shouldn't laugh, but yeah, indicate paraplegia due to a previous traumatic lesion of the fifth lumbar vertebra. The abdomen presents a scarred line from a previous surgical intervention. Evidence of treatment, none. Evidence of wounds, head and neck. The left lateral section of the face has two recent hematomas on the cheekbone and the lower cheek. Lateral abrasion of the frontal epidermis, 35 millimeters in length and 55 millimeters wide, with traces of rocky microdebris and brown-colored sea lichen. The hemorrhage has been washed by seawater. The right lateral section of the face has 5 parallel lacerations, starting at eye level, going down to the inferior maxillaries due to scratch from a human. So that was Baina who scratched his face, but is she the one who shot him in the head? I highly doubt it actually, but who knows. Fragment of a woman's nail that was Baina's, not wearing any nail polish, found in the second laceration. The base of the Adam's apple carries the trace of a recent blue-yellow colored hematoma caused by a chain being ripped off of the neck. Okay, I think I found that chain, didn't I? The neck conserving the older circular mark. This circular mark is 8 millimeters wide, having a superficial abrasion and a light discoloration of the epidermis. Extremites. Hematomas on the fingers' extremities. The fingernails of the hands are encrusted with coral sand. So, were he alive on the beach then? Or why is his hands encrusted with coral sand? Is it because he were laying on the beach? Okay, trunk. Wound 9 millimeters in diameter at the base of the dorsal trapezoid. The entry point of a bullet, 7.03 millimeter in diameter. Trunk, isn't that more like his stomach? Or where is the trunk? Is it the ass? Nah, he can't have been shot in the ass, can he? I'm not sure where the trunk is actually, but when someone got a big ass, you usually say that they got a lot of junk in their trunk, so maybe he did got shot in the ass, but I highly doubt that. Well, anyways, moving on. Internal examination. The body has remained at least 15 hours in seawater, as attests the body temperature, the level of congestion in the epidermis, and the salinity level of the tissues. The salinity level in the clothing fibers. Yeah, so he were laying on the beach when we arrived, and as far as I know, he was still there when the coroner picked him up. Cardiovascular system. The heart, weighing 230 grams, possesses a dominant right coronary artery. The coronary vessels present a focalized acute arteriosclerosis, presence of necrosis and fibrosis zones. So were he shot in the heart then? I quite don't get it where he were shot. It's a lot of medical terms which I don't know much about, unfortunately. Respiratory system. Perforation of the left popliteal vein. Abrasion of the sternum due to the impact of a bullet 7.03 mm in diameter. Thrombosis of the left principal pulmonary artery causing death. The left lung, weighing 290 grams, presents a clean perforation associated with an intense thrombosis. It is associated with a previous infarctus, so he had a heart attack somewhere around the time of death then, perhaps? The visceral layer of the pleura is neutral. The bronchial branches contain large quantities of a liquid tinted with blood. The principal trunk of the left pulmonary artery is obstructed by a well-constituted thrombus. Okay. Person in charge of identifying the cadaver. Sark Palm, police chief of the Saleh Police Department. Date and time of identification, June 9, 2006, 9:40 p.m. Family relation, none. Knew the deceased for the past 2 years. Okay. So, the cause of death is, as I get it, is that Walter Jones were shot to death. So that was the cause of death, but did he have a heart attack prior to the death, or was that a previous occasion that happened perhaps long before he died? I don't know, but and where were he shot exactly? I don't get that. Were he shot in the heart or in the lungs? Perhaps? No, I don't get it. Maybe I will have to do some research about that later on.
Walter Jones was certainly murdered. The bullet in the middle of his chest didn't leave him a chance.
So he was
still alive after his fall from the edge. It's the impact of the bullet that made him fall lower down.
Okay, well, that is actually impossible to fall when you're shot like that, because I guess that he sat in his wheelchair. Well, maybe it isn't impossible, but if he were sitting in his wheelchair and he got shot in his heart, then he should have support by the back of the wheelchair, but somehow he fell forward, or yeah, I guess he fell forward somehow. Maybe he was shot from behind, but that isn't possible. So I think that he was shot from the front into his heart. Maybe that means that there might be a bullet in the back of the wheelchair, or if it was embedded in his heart. Yeah, maybe they found the bullet in his heart. But it is still very weird, because I didn't see a wound in his chest. But well, the coroner report have to be correct, so we just have to believe what is written in the coroner's report. So while we are here, let's take a look on the progress bar. Was the chain that W. Jones wore around his neck stolen? If so, by whom? So I do have... it's not the whole chain, I only got a chain fragment. Let's take a look on that. Yeah, so it was ripped apart from his neck. Let's place the chain fragment over there, and now we have to find out who ripped the chain from his neck and if the chain were stolen. Okay then. So we got a lot of investigation to do still. So let's take a look on the books right here, because now I should be able to do so.
Books on very different subjects. In English, in German, in French. There's a Spanish one here. It's strange for someone as organized as Walter Jones.
Okay. So now I am able to take a look on the books here in the bookcase. I don't know exactly what I should do here, but perhaps by rearranging the books I am able to open a secret door or something like that. But let's take a look on the books first. Okay. So I don't seem to be able to take any of the books and open them in order to read them, but I am only able to pull out one at a time. And I don't know what effect that might have. I'm not able to pull out any of the books right here. What if I pull out... Well, let's keep that human destiny and violence pulled out and exit. And nothing happens, so I don't know what I should do with that bookcase right there. Let's enter this door. Okay, so that is one big picture of the man himself, Walter Jones. There is a book there, isn't it? But I can't pick it up. Let's take a photo of the picture here.
Not bad, Mr. Jones.
Okay. So there is a picture of Walter Jones' painted portrait. Let's take a look on that there. So there he have the chain around his neck, and it looks like a key that is hanging from the chain. So that might be a reason why someone ripped the chain off his neck, because of the key. But where is that key then, and where does it go? Let's continue taking a look in this room right here.
The ocean has covered the whole island.
Oh, so the flood is here then, is it? So what happened to Baina then? She is... Well, I'm not sure that she's the one who shot him, actually. But she is still the prime suspect. So it would be weird if she is missing. So let's take a look on the cabinet right here. So he was a gun collector. He got a lot of rifles. So, okay, so is that the caliber 9.3? Or... I'm not that familiar with rifles, I have to admit, but I guess that the 7.09 caliber or whatever it was came from a rifle, but I'm unable to do anything with the rifles. Okay, let's exit. See if I can find
Walter
anything
Jones
here.
really took care of his weapons.
Okay. So I think I picked up a rag or something. Here's the ammunition.
This box of cartridges of the 270 Winchester Short Magnum is open, and it is missing cartridges. 7.03 millimeter caliber. Just like the bullet that killed Jones. I only have to find the weapon that could have shot this bullet.
Yep. So it's a Magnum then.
The caliber of this ammunition is not the same as that of the bullet that was found in Walter Jones's body.
Oh, I was lucky the first time I pressed on the ammunition box.
The caliber of this ammunition is not the same as that of the bullet that was found in Walter Jones's
none of
body.
the other calibers here.
The The caliber of this
It's a
ammunition
match.
is not the same as that of the bullet that was found in Walter Jones's body.
Yeah, so it's
This
this
box of
one right here.
cartridges of the 270 Winchester short magnum is open, and it is missing
270
cartridges.
Winchester, okay.
7.03 millimeter caliber. Just like the bullet that killed Jones. I only have to find the weapon that could have shot this bullet.
270 Winchester. There it is.
Ah, a 270 caliber Winchester short magnum.
And now what? Perhaps I can use the rag to... Didn't I pick up a rag or something? Maybe it was in the inventory. Here we go. Maybe I can collect fingerprints if I use the graphite powder. Rag used by Walter Jones to clean his weapons. It is perfectly clean. So, okay. Maybe the murderer have cleaned the rifle then. Well, anyway, let's see if we can get some fingerprints on the 27 Winchester. No. Don't seem like it. That is too bad. Okay, but it got a scope on it, so he wasn't shot point blank. He were probably shot from the hotel. That is my guess. Let's continue searching in this office. So there is a handwritten letter there. But it's nothing that I can pick up or anything like that. I see there is a flashing light down here, so this is probably where that key leads, I think. Let's take
Nice
a
little
look on
safari
that,
for the entire Jones family.
on that photo there. Okay, so that is Walter Jones, and that is Mr. Buffalo, but I don't recognize the others, but there is 1, 2, 3, 4 of his family members perhaps. Are those 3 his kids? Maybe. And that is someone else. Well, if I find out who the persons are on this photo, then I got 4 suspects, because they all know how to use a rifle. And if Walter Jones were shot from the hotel, then it must have been a really good shooter, because it is a long way from the long distance to shoot someone from the hotel to the place where he got killed. So I have to find out whom were with him in this photo. Clara Jones? No. Sonia. Wasn't that one of his daughters? and Marco Jones were one of his sons. Then we got Billy Jones, who were one of his other sons. So I think that he got 3 kids. And Clara Jones, she is married to Billy Jones. But I don't think that Clara is the woman on the photograph. I think it is Sonia. Well, anyway, let's place the photo of family safari in that spot right there. As for now, at least, and exit and take a look on this flashing light. I cannot do that.
Strange, these drawers are closed and there's no obvious keyhole.
Okay.
Strange, these drawers are closed and there's no obvious keyhole.
So I thought that the key would lead to this drawer here, but I was wrong then. So there are some folders in there, and there is a matchbook or something like that in there, and that drawer is empty, and I couldn't do anything with the drawers other than open them and close them. Well, anyways, I don't think that there is anything else to do here right now, because I cannot find a way to open those drawers. Okay. So I guess that is what I can do in this office right now, but I will probably get a reason to return here later on. So let's exit the office and start interrogating the people about the new findings. But before I do that, I have to end this episode because it is time to do that now. So until next time, thank you so much for watching and have a good night.